yourself.
Hey everybody, it's another episode of Go Flix Yourself. My name is Ben Conowitz, and with me as always is the Estelle Getty to my Betty White, Bradford Oman.
Hey, that's me.
Yeah, you're a golden girl.
Yeah.
Does that makes Brad, or that makes Nate Rue McClanahan?
Oh, I was so hoping you would go with Rue and not B. Arthur.
Yeah, no,
B. Arthur is great. She had her own show. She had a show called Maude. She was very funny, but I mean, I think I'm still the winner here.
I mean, Rue McClanahan though was like, she was flirty. She was, fun. Yeah, and I kind of view myself as the flirty, fun one out of the three of us.
And I do say that Brad is the Estelle Getty. He's the more curmudgeon-y, we should start the podcast on time, the taskmaster type guy. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, we should be respectful of other people's time. We should be prepared to do the podcast that we wanted to bring back so desperately.
Yeah, no, I disagree.
Clearly.
Guys, this is a movie podcast, and we're actually not recording together. We're for the first time in a while. We're separate. We're in our own homes because Nate went out and he kissed a gutter, not my gutters, but a street gutter, and he got the COVID.
I did get the COVIDs. Is
that a hooker reference?
No, like the gutters that collect the sewage water.
You made it sound like he kissed a hooker and got COVID.
Well, I mean, he is the Rue McClanahan of the group, so maybe.
There's no guarantees. I don't even know where I got it, but for 5 days now, I've been locked in my room without any contact. My kids put this quarantine thing up on my door. Every time I come out, they treat me as if I'm got the scarlet letter, and so it's so good to hear your voices. I miss you guys. Ben randomly sends text threads, or I'm on a couple different text threads with Ben, and the other day he was planning an event to do, planning a lunch with a mutual friend, literally in the same text thread. Now you would think, well, there's maybe 8 of us or something. No. There was only 3 of us in this text thread. And I was like, planning things
Tim,
to do.
Hey, Tim, do you want to go to lunch, in a couple days?
Hold on. Is Nate the one complaining about this? Because I'm pretty sure Nate's the one who, in the text thread that the 3 of us have together, you'll constantly address a question or a message just to Ben, and I'm just there for the ride.
How's it feel, Nate? How's it feel, Rue?
Oh, this is not fun. This is not fun for me.
Are you honest to God, are you feeling better?
Oh, I'm doing fine. This is I went on, so my wife's an ICU nurse. She quickly went into I've got on my bedstand here, I've got vitamin C, I've got zinc, I've got Paxlovid.
Penthouse.
I got I've got everything I need. I felt pretty poor on Monday and Tuesday. By Wednesday I felt well. Today I feel great. So I'm glad you feel better. I'm ready to be out of here, man.
I'm sure we really do miss you.
Yeah, I miss you guys.
So anyway, this will be a little weird, a little stilted because I can't look into Nate's eyes and understand when he's going to stop one of his long tangents and just cut him off. And I can't look at Brad and be like, "Hey man, let me talk," because you're going to talk a lot. It might be a little stilted. I'm sorry about that, but at the same time, it's still going to be a good podcast because you know why? Brad brought a sponsor.
I did.
Did you, Brad? Because I can't see it.
I threw it, Brad. I threw that at the wall, buddy. What do you got?
Oh, it's delicious s'mores iced coffee from.
Is that seriously
from Aldi?
Oh.
I don't know if you've been to Aldi, but it's pretty great. They have delicious things that I like to check out from time to time in their Aldi favorite finds section.
I really thought you say I've got some delicious tap water.
No. I had some tap water earlier during my workday, but no, it's s'mores iced coffee from their brand is Barissimo, which sounds pretty good for a coffee brand, I guess.
It sounds Italian to me.
Yeah.
You know what, Ben? Brad and I prepared for the podcast.
I wrote the game. Okay, that's all I did.
I knew it was going to be expected of me, so yeah, I have this delicious Sweet,
I
tasty, perky
had a busy
s'mores
day,
iced
and I wrote
coffee.
the fucking game. All right, calm your tits. I wrote the game. We're good to go.
Hey, I'm gonna give you guys a secret here that I don't tell a lot of people, but I want you two to know because I love you so much. But I love the Aldi, and the reason I love it is because I'm a big candle snob, and they have some of the best candles. Like they will fill your house with wonderful aroma. So if you like candles, get them at the Aldi, and they're only
Would
like
you
$4 or $5.
call Nate open flame Laux?
Fair enough.
Yep.
I
Yep,
never
I
got
want you guys to do
candle
that.
small. Maybe I'll have to try it sometime. But I do love going to Aldi because each week they have the new stuff in their Aldi favorite
Yep.
finds section where it's like stuff that's only around like for a very limited time, and they bring some stuff back, seasonally every now and then, stuff like that. But yeah, Aldi's got some good stuff, and like everything from movie snacks to breakfast stuff and delicious juices and coffees and candles apparently.
And cheeses. They have good cheese.
Yeah.
So is it really decent? Is it okay?
Yeah, it's a thicker iced coffee because it's like it's meant to be kind of like a Starbucks drink in that way where it's a very flavorful kind of thing. It's very sweet, but I like this kind of frozen coffee that you get in a carton, so it's good.
Well, I'm just grateful that they're sponsoring us, throwing money our way.
Yeah,
The
Aldi and Barissimo.
Yeah, they're pretty cheap usually, so that's a big deal for us.
Yeah.
No, they saved all the quarters that were accidentally left in the carts, and they collected them nationwide, and they mailed them to us in a big carton, and they're sponsoring the show.
Yeah, and they said live life a quarter at a time.
Because they knew it was a movie podcast.
Yeah.
And you know what we do on the movie podcast, Brad?
What?
We talk about trailers.
Nope, not yet. We don't.
Oh, wait. Is it the last movie?
Jesus Christ. He doesn't even know how the podcast works. He's like, I don't know what you're doing. Like the arcade is making your brain mush.
I'm tired, Brad. I'm tired. Okay, buddy.
You bring this upon yourself.
I do. I bite off a lot, but you know what I don't bite off a lot of? Movies that we've seen lately.
No, but you do though. Like that's what we want you to do. You need to.
Hey, that was a good segue, buddy. That was a good segue.
Thanks,
was it? I feel like I'm taking crazy pills.
Hey, Nate, well, what's the last movie that we forced you to watch?
So as our listeners might know, we have decided to assign movies to each other for movies that we need to watch. It doesn't mean it'll be the only movie you watch, right? Over the past episode, but I have a lot of glaring holes in films that I've seen, and I heard from literally millions of our listeners that shared in my opinions of having a hard time with Tom Cruise, and so I feel vindicated.
I'm pretty sure that most of the reaction were people that were just in awe and just ashamed that you hadn't seen.
Millions of our listeners were like, Nate, I am so proud of you. I am literally emails upon emails saying, I am so proud that you stood for principle.
You know what this sounds like? This sounds like a lie that Scientology would tell.
And so I watched Mission Impossible because Brad says it's the best film ever made. It's not. It is not. It is not the best film ever made. I did take some notes as I was watching the film. I will say this: I don't know if you guys have watched it recently. It is very 90s. It is very 90s technology, and so Wait!
You mean a movie that was made in the 90s has 90s technology?
Oh, okay, yes, but hear me out here. It might seem believable that this technology can do it when you're watching it at the time. And you're like, oh, that's really cool. That's cool technology. That's fun. When you watch it 25 years later, it's not that cool. Okay.
No, it's still pretty cool. It's still a very, very well made film.
I mean, Tom Cruise in disguise looked like the Six Flags guy. Okay, it wasn't even a very good disguise.
Hold on. Now, if you'll remember that the opening to this movie, it goes dun 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 dun, and then it breaks into the old man dance when he does the song.
Yeah.
So I will say is
And
the
that
second
was
part.
and that was way before that was even popular. So the movie was ahead of its time.
And you're telling me that I am supposed to believe that Emmanuel Burt's character is going to find John Voight, who was 25 years older than her at the time, attractive, and she's
I
going to
mean,
marry him?
I mean, you got to figure John Voight gave birth to Angelina Jolie, so he's got some handsomeness in there somewhere.
I mean, his hair at the time is just, it
Hey,
was just atrocious already.
his,
But like,
his Anaconda don't want none.
and then, I mean, here's what I did like some, all right? There was some fun action. I will say that, like, it doesn't build into it at all, right? It's not like I'm gonna explain to you Ethan a little more, the characters a little more, and then we're gonna take you on this journey. You don't really know the characters at all, and you're on this journey, and they don't really describe the characters before the end either. You just go on this journey,
No,
and
it's
they
a heist
hope
movie.
that they hope that you kind of, yeah, but like Italian Job is a heist movie, but you get to know the characters a little bit,
Yeah, but
you
Italian
know.
Job is worse than Mission Impossible. So
Yeah, no,
Don't
in
speak
Italian Job, you
don't
learn
don't don't
Mark
speak
Wahlberg's character is from Boston.
don't speak ill of Mark Wahlberg in my presence, please.
Oh,
All
Mark
right?
Wahlberg is trash.
oh yeah, I've been in Mark Wahlberg's presence, and I don't give a shit.
He is trash panda.
Yeah, fuck Mark Wahlberg, and the Italian Job not as good as Mission Impossible.
I'm just saying, like there's just so many times in the Mission Impossible. So, for instance, Emilio Estevez's character, spoiler alert, dies. John Boyd tells John Boyd, which was a very cool death. I will give you that. That was one of my favorite parts. John Boyd's character, who is Tom Cruise's boss, says, "Hey, we're getting sabotaged. Everyone abort." You would think somebody just died. You're getting sabotaged, and Tom Cruise is like, "Nah, man. We're gonna keep on going."
Yeah,
No,
because
you're getting
yeah, no,
sabotaged, dude. You're like a
no,
CIA officer. You
but
should
it
know
doesn't matter.
this.
No, but it doesn't matter though, because he's more concerned about the knock list getting out in the open and exposing all of the agents. That's
It doesn't matter.
It does
your
matter.
Boss just told you. No, your boss just told you you're
Obviously,
getting
yeah,
sabotaged.
and Ethan Hunt is the point man, and he knows what's more important. He's not a coward like Jim.
Hey,
and you're telling me that Ethan Hunt would go to a meeting and be like, you know what? I wondered why there was a whole new group or a whole different group of spies at this meeting. I didn't say anything at the time.
No.
But there was a whole group of other
He
spies
pieced
there.
it together. He pieced it together in that moment.
Jeez.
Nate,
No.
who was the more impactful death, Emilio Estevez in Mission Impossible or Jeff Daniels in Speed?
Ooh. It's Jeff Daniels in Speed. That's the answer.
Yeah, I would say Jeff Daniels in Speed. Yeah.
So here's the one.
What did I say? I said Jeff Daniels.
Here's the biggest flaw.
I've heard from other friends that Mission Impossible 1 is good, 2 not good, 3 okay, but it really picks up at 4. Would you agree with this?
Well, 4 is when they start doing the big stunts that Tom Cruise is really doing. I love Mission Impossible 3. I think there's a lot of cool set pieces in it. Philip Seymour Hoffman being the villain is awesome. It has a great score from Michael Giacchino, who also comes back for Ghost Protocol. But I think 3 is great. The only shortcoming that 3 has is that J.J. Abrams directed, and he still has some of his TV tendencies. He does a lot of close-ups. He doesn't necessarily make you feel like the scale of the movie all the time. But I love me some Mission Impossible 3.
Is it better than Mission Impossible 1?
I don't think so, but I mean, I've always had an affinity for Mission Impossible for the first one. I think Brian De Palma just put together a really cool movie. I will say it's the one thing that the biggest flaw in Mission Impossible that you didn't notice, especially since you were complaining so much about technology.
Oh, I've got 2 more pages of notes, but yes, go.
Yeah, the fun thing about watching movies is taking notes, huh, bud? But no, so the big heist at CIA headquarters in Langley. They run through all of the amazing security measures that this room has. The room is locked away. You need an eye scan and an ID card to get through it. There's a temperature gauge. There's a sound meter,
sound gauge, pressure sensor floor.
Yeah, exactly. All of this, and yet there's not a single fucking camera in that room to see what's going on.
I know, right?
Or just a person just a person in the room, just a person you really trust to sit in a chair in the corner, just to make sure nobody comes. Like he could sit in a chair that doesn't affect the temperature, or he could be in a glass booth.
Like
With air
exactly,
conditioning.
you'd feel like that if the computer was that important, they would never leave it unattended,
You'd have one.
like
You have like a.
ever.
It's like a high school. You get paid $12 an hour, and you go and you do your homework. And if
We've
in the
got
room
like soldiers
that
guarding
doesn't
random
that
things all
doesn't
over,
have
right?
a
Just
badge
put
on,
somebody in the
you press
military
a
there.
button. That's it.
But I will say this: I did have fun. It was fine. There was nothing wrong with the film. It wasn't great. I will watch another one though. I
It
promise
is.
you.
It is
I
great. It
watched
is
two.
great. It is great. Thank you.
It was good. It was fun.
Yes,
Hey,
it's
Brad,
great.
what's the last movie we made you watch?
Well,
See, you got a gift. You got a real.
Oh
gift.
yeah, I got a real great gift. I got a gift of coal in my asshole. You guys made me watch Rat Race, the
It's the race.
2001.
I hope I win.
The 2001 ensemble comedy. That's basically
Ensemble.
like it's a Cannonball Run meets Trading Places, or it's a Mad World meets Trading Places with a Looney Tunes comedic style. And holy crap, this movie is a piece of shit.
It is not. It is not.
Nate, Nate, when's the last time you watched Rat Race?
Probably 2003.
Okay, yeah. Go ahead and give it a watch and see if you can stop your eyes from rolling to the back of your head every 5 minutes or so. This movie is so goofy. And here's the thing: I have an appreciation for the filmmaker. It's David Zucker, and he directed some of the classic spoofs like Airplane and The Naked Gun. And so I like silly
Is it
comedies.
David or Jerry Zucker?
So Jerry Zucker produced it, but David
Okay.
Zucker directed it, I believe. I'm double checking just to make
Okay,
sure.
that could be. You could be right. Yeah.
You might be right. Actually, I might have gotten it. Oh yeah, no, it is Jerry Zucker. You're correct. Yeah. So Jerry Zucker, him and David Zucker, they made Airplane. They made Naked Gun movies. They're the kings of classic parodies. This is not a parody though. It's just a very slapstick comedy. It has an impressive comedic ensemble cast of big players from 2001: Rowan Atkinson, Whoopi Goldberg, Cuba Gooding Jr., Wayne Knight, John Lovitz, Breckin Meyer, Amy Smart, Seth Green, John Cleese, Dave Thomas, not the Wendy's guy, the guy
Wendy's?
from the guy from Second City and SCTV. But yeah, it's a very silly movie.
Excuse you, bite your tongue, Smash Mouth as well.
Do you,
God.
real quick, do you think that Jerry Zucker gets shit from David Zucker, or did, when they would get together and like it's like, oh yeah, so Airplane was really good. Hey Jerry, how'd Rat Race do? Like, is that pretty good?
And then they get into a brawl and the cookout would be over. But yeah, this is just.
I mean, they did Airplane together, right? Weren't they like partners at that point? Yeah.
So Rat Race is just a series of small slapstick comedy scenes pieced together by this crazy cross-country race for money, where a bunch of rich people are like betting on the scenario and everything. And I will say the parts that I found funny were pretty much everything with John Lovitz. John Lovitz is very funny in this movie. The stuff with his family and everything is very good. The only parts that made me laugh, everything else is just so over the top, obnoxious, and slapsticky and stupid that, yeah, I even putting myself in like a 2001, mindset of, oh yeah, there were some pretty silly comedies around this time. I just this is not for me. It's not for anybody. It's not for anybody.
Worst movie, movie 43 or Rat Race?
Gosh,
Oh, movie 43. Come on.
I mean, it's got to be movie 43 just because, like, at least Rat Race has some kind of narrative cohesion and like style to it. Movie 43 is just like doing gross things for the sake of being gross and inappropriate. And just the only thing it has going for it is like a surprising amount of actors doing a ridiculous amount of stupid shit. And
how about this then? Rat Race or Stuck on You?
Oh, Stuck on You for sure.
Worst movie?
No. Stuck on You is better.
Oh, gotcha.
No, it's not. No, it's not.
It absolutely is. It absolutely is. Rat Race is trash. It's real
okay.
bad.
All right. Fair enough.
Bad movie. Thanks a lot, guys.
Speaking of bad movies, Ben, what did you watch?
I had the unfortunate assignment of watching this crazy piece of shit called Before Sunrise. No, it was. I'm not even going to keep continue. It's amazing.
Yeah, you can't even lie about how good this
No,
movie,
it's
this
so
movie is.
good.
Yeah.
Like, okay, so here's how good it was. So Brad and Nate had me watch Before Sunrise, which is I wouldn't even call it necessarily a romantic comedy. It is a romance movie through and through. It is just a conversation piece between two actors that are brilliant. And it's romance, and there's sure a little bit of romantic comedy in it, but it's mainly just a romance. And it's an indie, and Richard Linklater directed it well before Boyhood. So this is just a 90s, boy meets girl, girl meets boy on a train, and they talk. It's very
Yeah, the whole
conversational.
movie is just a very long conversation between
Yeah,
these two characters.
and it's just that's something that I would never seek out on my own, because I watch revenge movies and action movies and comedies because I'm a dumbass. But this is fantastic. It's so good that I immediately the next night, Bailey and I sat down and we watched Before Midnight, the sequel.
No, Before Sunset.
Oh, sorry, Before Sunset. I apologize. And then we watched that, and then now we just haven't had time because we're leaving tomorrow to go on a little vacay. But I will try to watch before what is the third one? Before Midnight.
Before Midnight.
Yeah, I can't wait. I cannot wait. Like, I watched the first two back to back because it was so good. And by the way, these are breezy movies. This is an hour 40 on the first one, an hour 20 on the sequel. So there's no reason you shouldn't seek these movies out. They are fan-fucking-tastic, and I've always known that Ethan Hawke's a good actor. He's incredible in this movie, and the direction is fantastic. And I'm honestly, I'm very thankful that you guys had me watch this.
And Julie Delpy is great too.
Yeah, sorry, I couldn't remember her name, but and honestly, she reminds me of Bailey, not necessarily in her attitude or her acting, but
because she's French.
She kind of looks like her. And so I was very much like, we paused the movie and like, oh my God, you kind of do look like this French actress.
And you guys started making out, and then
yeah, we actually it took about 27 minutes to watch the movie because I kept fast forwarding, Brad.
Ugh.
Just to get to the end so we could do the nasty.
Ugh.
You know what I'm saying?
Yuck.
Yeah, more like before 6 to midnight. You know what I'm saying?
Ew.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying.
So for those who don't know, too, what's great about these movies is Richard Linklater made them each 9 years apart. So like Ethan Hawke and Julie Delpy have aged, considerably in between each of these movies.
Appropriately.
Yeah, and you catch up with where they're at in their life in each one. And I was lucky enough, I got to see Before Midnight at Sundance, and I was so excited when they announced that it was part of Sundance that year. I rewatched Before Sunrise and Before Sunset before going, and I loved Before Midnight so much that it's the only movie that I've ever gone out of my way to see twice at Sundance. I saw it again on the last day before I left the festival because I loved it so much. So yeah, if you haven't watched any of these movies, there's a reason they're part of the Criterion Collection. All three of them are in a box set for the Before trilogy, and yeah, they're fantastic.
And if you are one of those people that just gives a shit about Rotten Tomatoes, like I believe the first one's like 100%, the second one's 96%, third one's 92%, something like that. They're all short, and they're 99% on Rotten Tomatoes. Like there's no excuse for you not to watch these movies. They're amazing.
There you go. Now, are those the last movies you guys watched?
For me, yes.
Nate?
Yes.
COVID. What have you been doing? No, you have COVID. What have you been doing?
No, I've been watching a show called Reservation Dogs. I breezed through the first season and then the first 2 or 3 episodes. They're only, I think, 3 episodes into the second season. So I've been watching that like crazy.
I've heard that's good.
It's so good. It is so good. I recommend it. Hulu's doing a good job with The Bear and Reservation Dogs, 2 of my favorite recent shows. I think, Brad, you're the one that told me about The Bear. So I'm telling you about Reservation Dogs. You should certainly watch it.
Yeah, it's in my queue on the old Hulu.
The old Who Q?
I watched The Princess.
Brad, I said Hugh Q.
Yeah, I saw that. Brad, you watched The Princess. I have tried. I've sat down and I've got about 20 minutes into to it 2 or 3 times. I just can't get into it. I really want to. I just can't. Like it's good action. There's good choreography there, but
Yeah,
like it wasn't really a good movie to me.
so I won't say that it's a great movie. I think it's entertaining. I think it's one of those movies that feels like just like a time killer. If you've got 90 minutes to watch something and you like action, the action is very good, and it's a simple premise too. It's basically the raid meets like a fairy tale like Tangled, where
Sure.
Joey King plays this princess who she starts the movie. She's waking up in a tower, and her kingdom is being taken over. Her family's been taken prisoner by another person who played by Dominic Cooper, who was supposed to marry her, but she didn't want to. And so he's basically, forcing her hand. And so she fights her way down the tower of this castle through a bunch of henchmen and stuff like that. And she's been since she was a kid, she was taught by like a warrior who her parents didn't necessarily approve of it, but like her mom was like, just keep it secret from your dad. And it's very simple. The action is it's not amazing action, but it's pretty good. I noticed some times when like the choreography it felt a little too rehearsed, but there's some really great uses of certain just kind of random weapons and things, and it's enjoyable. I won't sit here and say it's fantastic, but I had a decent time watching it. So yeah, if you're looking for something like that, then it's on Hulu. I'd be interested to see what Ben thinks of it, because he's the guy who is like always about action and vengeance.
Yeah, it'd be one that you would maybe like, Ben. Like I said, there's not a lot of storytelling. There is a lot of action though.
Yeah, but like that's right up my alley.
Yeah, Ben hates stories.
Oh, good Lord. Do not like storytelling. Ugh.
Yeah. Don't ever tell him any stories.
Hey guys, we did it. That's the podcast.
Oh, that's it?
That's everything.
All right.
And good luck. That's a movie, Brad.
I got it.
You know what the movie Good Night and Good Luck had? It had a trailer.
Yep, sure did.
So now we're going to talk about trailers, Brad.
So let's do the serious one first. We watched the trailer for Blonde, which is a new movie coming to Netflix. It is about Marilyn Monroe. Ana de Armas from Knives Out plays Marilyn Monroe. The film is directed by Andrew Dominic. And if you don't know who that is, he's a filmmaker. And he's made movies like a favorite of mine and Ben's called Killing Them Softly. And also,
really like that movie.
What?
No, I said I really do like that movie.
No, that's the one that we didn't like very much.
No, I loved it because it was very on the nose. He was just forcing it down your fucking throat every second with all the goddamn political bullshit on the TV constantly. It was horrible.
Yeah, there are some people who like this movie. I just
why?
It just lacks so much subtlety in what it's trying to do, and but he also directed the assassination of Jesse James by the coward Robert Ford, which I think is a great movie.
And the longest title ever.
Well, not the longest title ever. That goes to Borat, I think.
Yeah, it was called Bruno.
That one did have a long title as well.
Did it really? What was the full title of that?
What was it?
What was the full title of Birdman?
I don't even think Bruno did have a long title, actually.
It was just Bruno, by the way.
I think it was Bruno, The Unexpected Consequences of Having Weird Sex Party and Putting Champagne Bottle in Your Butt.
That was not the
Birdman is Birdman or The Unexpected Virtue of Ignorance.
Yeah, see, not long at all.
I wish that was Bruno or The Unexpected Virtue of Ignorance.
So Blonde. It's a Marilyn Monroe movie.
I was looking at this movie, and this has been like a movie that they've been trying to get made forever. And I'm actually pretty excited about it getting made. I've got a huge crush on Ana de Armas. I think, who doesn't?
Exactly.
But it'll be interesting to see her, right, as a Cuban actress, play Marilyn Monroe. She still kind of has her accent a little bit, and
Yeah, and it's like you can hear it's not overwhelming, but it is a little bit distracting, because Marilyn Monroe didn't really sound like that. But
Nope.
she's doing a good job of capturing her demeanor and like her voice,
The
even at the end.
essence, kind of.
Yeah,
Yeah.
She really went for the breathiness of Marilyn Monroe. I heard that over and over again, that exasperated kind of voice that she has, but exasperated with like an accent, which is just different.
yeah. So it'll be interesting to hear how that goes. But yeah, I'm very curious about it. And this is a movie too that is apparently carries an NC-17 rating, which Andrew Dominic isn't necessarily thrilled about because he's even said that there's not anything in this movie that is any more offensive or graphic than anything you would see in like the HBO show Euphoria, which is chock full of graphic sex scenes and just general sexuality. There apparently there is some kind of sexual assault scene that is in this movie because it's that was recounted in a novel by Joyce Carol Oates, which the movie is based on. So there's some controversy about it, especially because some people feel like the movie is going to like portray like a really darker version of Marilyn Monroe, and all the Marilyn Monroe fans are all like, it's going to be just really just tear Marilyn Monroe's legacy apart. And it's like, you don't fucking know Marilyn Monroe, so.
I mean, there are some people that did know Marilyn Monroe that are still alive, right?
These aren't the people who are complaining.
Yeah. I hope it tells like Marilyn Monroe's a complicated character, right? Like,
yeah.
Let's be honest. She knew she was sleeping with married men, right? Like, she also comes from a pretty like tough background. She grew up in foster care.
Were mad at John Wayne's article in Playboy, like, maybe they're gonna tear down his legacy.
Yeah, probably.
It'll be interesting though, because I think it based on the trailer anyway. I don't know if this is. I've not read the books that it's based off of or anything, but based on the trailer, it looks like maybe there's a struggle between being, for her, when is she the Marilyn Monroe character, and when is she Norma Jean Mortensen? Something that kind of Brad understands is many know him as Ethan Anderton. But I know him as
whoa. That's Ethan _Anderton.
Yeah, it's complicated. It's like you feel like you're living a double life, you
You son of a bitch.
Ethan Anderton is cool, and he likes lobster and he goes to clubs. But Brad,
does that mean that you don't? Wait, Brad, you don't like lobster?
No, I don't like lobster. Brad doesn't like lobster. Brad's not a club guy. Brad farts under blankets.
Also, does this mean that like when you were like you got to fly to London for the James Bond DVD release?
Absolutely.
Now did Ethan _Anderton, when he was in London, did he go to clubs and eat lobster?
No, it's not like he does that everywhere. Like that's
I'm just saying, like, under that pseudonym, do you like lobster and go to clubs?
See, this is the complicated nature of having a double character.
Yeah,
right?
and see, you'd have to ask Ethan. It's like that's not for me. That's not for me to decide. Ethan's not here. This is me, Brad. I'm Brad.
He's not here. We get it.
Yeah, so I'll find out and I'll see. It's I know you love your lobster, Ben. So
I really do.
So hey guys, originally in this, like when they wanted to get this off the ground back in like 2010, 2011 or something like this, Naomi Watts was scheduled, or like she was rumored to be playing Marilyn Monroe. And then in like 2015, Jessica Chastain. I am excited. Actually, I will watch this, and I'm excited about it. Jessica Chastain though in this would be very interesting as well. I think.
No, I think Naomi Watts looks more like Marilyn Monroe.
Sure, yeah.
Well, that's obviously blonde. She would literally have to. I mean, I know Marilyn Monroe was decently slight, and then she had gained a bit of weight. If Naomi Watts had gained a little weight, she probably would look exactly like. I mean, honestly, her face looks a lot like her.
Yeah, I mean, I would have been interested in seeing it either way. Whoever is playing it, both of those actresses, I think, would have brought something fantastic to the role.
So this releases at the end of September. It is only going to Netflix, right? It's not. It's not going
I
to the
think
theater.
I think it's getting also a limited theatrical release because I'm pretty sure that they want it to be up for some awards.
I don't know, man.
But
I haven't really given my 2 cents on the actual trailer. Like, I didn't love it. It just doesn't really. It didn't do much.
yeah, it's not for everybody, Ben. Like sometimes people make art and they don't make
Oh,
revenge
calm
movies.
down, calm. I
Ben,
that.
it was
I
in
didn't-
black and white.
Yeah,
Okay?
black and white and color. I'm sure the shift probably is confusing. That's
Oh my god!
another artistic
Fuck
choice.
off.
I know you're just dipping your toe into movies like Before Sunrise and Before
Oh,
Sunset.
fuck off!
But these
If
are the
you
decisions
can't
filmmakers
establish-
make. This is
if you
cinema,
can't-
Ben. Cinema with a capital C.
establish in your mind's eye that Rat Race is a decent movie, then we can't have this conversation.
Oh, you stupid shit.
Hey, Brad,
Yeah.
what's the next trailer?
We are going to talk about Spirit Halloween, the hottest horror movie coming this fall.
Oh my gosh!
All right,
This-
Nate, hold on, Nate, real quick, just right off the bat here. Worst trailer, Spirit Halloween or The Munsters?
Oh, the Monsters was worse. The Monsters was worse.
Oh,
Did
yeah.
you
The
feel like
Monster
this was
trailer is
made-
definitely worse.
Did you feel like though this was kind of made like this was basically the Munsters and Hubie Halloween had a baby?
No, this is the Spirit Halloween of horror movies.
this really is. It just feels like Spirit Halloween decided we're not going to market this year. We're going to put all of our money for marketing
into a movie.
into this film. Yep, exactly. And maybe this will help. And it probably would work, honestly, because my kids are probably going to see this movie whenever it releases. And they're going to be like, Spirit Halloweens are the coolest thing in the world.
And kudos to them for using the exterior shots of what was an old Toys R Us and was probably turned into a real Spirit Halloween store.
Guys, no, this doesn't look good at all. You know, and it could have. Honestly, I was thinking about this. Like, I wish I would have gone like rated R, made it like actual scary, not family friendly, something like a Puppet Master or something.
You know,
And
I on one
like,
level,
and
I
maybe
agree with
done
that. And on one level, I agree with that. But I also think that kids deserve horror movies that appeal to them as well. Like this movie looks dumb.
Hold on. Do you want to call like I get what you're saying, honestly, I'm being serious. Do you want to call those like horror movies though? Like
Yeah,
is Goosebumps a horror movie?
Yeah, Goosebumps is a horror movie. It's just made to be more family friendly. Like it's there's stuff in the Goosebumps movie, I guarantee you, will scare younger kids. And I
feel like we should have honestly almost like a separate genre for like these kind of like Goose
family friendly horror movie kind of. Yeah.
Like, and I'm not talking about the Hubie Halloween I made a joke of earlier, but it like this movie looks like they're like, oh, let's make a horror movie, but not really. Let's make it sure that it's like, just like for 10-year-olds, which is fine, but you can still like
not even 10-year-olds. I mean, it's like
right. But Brad and I have had this conversation ad nauseum where it's like, just because it's a kids movie doesn't mean it can't be a good movie.
No, for sure. And this is not necessarily the best example either, but like, I think what I will defend the movie for is that like it feels like a horror movie that does have some stuff that would be genuinely scary for kids, and at the very least, you hope that it acts as like a gateway for kids to start seeking out other better horror movies.
But we don't say that about like bad children's movies. Well, at least they're gonna watch this and then go to try to discover better.
But you can't make that comparison though, because it's not as if like there's not. It's different because when you're a kid, you can't handle more adult horror movies when you're younger because they're scary.
Like you're kind of painting yourself into a corner here because you can't say like you should make a bad movie, but it's okay because it's for kids. Because we talk about that all the time. Like it's okay to make it soft, but you should still make it funny or whatever.
No, that's what I mean. That's why I said this isn't like the best example, because it doesn't look like a good movie, even if it was a movie that is made to be lighter horror fare for kids. But like I think for horror specifically too, there's more of a forgiveness because there are a lot of bad horror movies out there, but like a lot of bad horror movies still act as gateways for people to get more interested in more serious horror, especially when you're younger. There's probably plenty of like stupid creature feature movies that people saw in the 50s and 60s, but it got led them to actual scary movies, or inspired the next generation of filmmakers to make real horror movies. And like there's in the 80s and 90s especially, there's a bunch of stuff of slashers and like stuff like Critters and Ghoulies and stuff like that. These are not good movies, but they they're a gateway.
Under that same guise, like a movie like Pixels, which is not a great movie whatsoever, at least establishes a genre of like, when I get older, I'm going to watch Free Guy, or I'm going to watch, another movie that is a world building, that is like Ready Player One or something like that. Like, you're allowed to watch a bad movie and get interested in good movies. But
Ready Player One and Free Guy are already made for that same audience, though. Horror has
it's a good version of what we're talking about. Like,
I get what you're saying, and I don't entirely disagree. But I think the horror, it's different because there's so much there's a lot more of a delineation between family-friendly horror and like adult horror because of how gruesome and terrifying it's allowed to be. There's not that same leap from a movie like Pixels to Ready Player One when it comes to like the quality of the story, or like the maturity of the story, or anything like that. So like there's a greater leap from family-friendly horror to adult-oriented horror, and so like it's.
Did either of you guys watch the 2019 horror film? It was for like teens, kids, maybe older kids. Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark.
Yeah, and that one was.
I felt like it did that well.
Yeah, it was made for a teenage audience. It had some mature gore and scary things in it. But it wasn't like an R-rated horror movie, but it was, definitely had terrifying elements. And honestly, like that works so well too, because that's exactly what that book was for a lot of people who were kids. Like there's some genuinely scary stories in Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark.
Nate, that I will compliment you. That is a very quick Google search that you did on your computer.
Actually, I did have to Google it because I couldn't remember the name of the movie. But
all Nate did was he Googled family-friendly horror movies that are actually good. That came up. He said it like it came off the top of his head. He's a cheater.
No,
he's a fucking cheater.
Let me say this one. So again, as the listeners know, I've got kids. I've got they're 10, 12, and 14. My 10 and 12 were probably, they were 8 and 10 with this. Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark was too scary for them, but I liked it. My daughter liked it, who was a little older at the time. But my 8 and 10-year-olds, they thought it was too scary. They couldn't watch it. They loved Goosebumps though, because it came out roughly a couple years earlier, a year or so earlier.
And Goosebumps is a little sillier. It's not like always. There's not really anything that's like genuinely scary. There's some stuff that might freak out younger kids, but
it's more of a monster movie. Honestly, it's kind of a not as much of a horror. Like there's actually scary parts to Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark. Like you said, sure. Legitimate.
I would throw I know we don't do this all the time, but I would throw like the first season of Stranger Things. It's anything that stars kids that isn't necessarily R-rated can be put in that category, and I think that that's a good example of something that like maybe not the whole family can watch, but like, early teens, like if you're 12, 13, you're watching Stranger Things, right?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Oh yeah. My whole
that's a good example of that, I guess.
Yep. I was kind of hoping that this, because I think this could be it. I love the idea.
Dude,
horror is always fun when you can put yourself into the situation, right? And there's one of these costume stores. Every community has one, because community has a box store that went out of business.
I will put it out there.
This is not good.
This is the Munsters, and Hubie Halloween had a baby, and I don't like it.
Yeah.
I think it's more like it's a better trailer than Hubie Halloween had a baby.
Yeah, I would probably say Goosebumps and Hubie Halloween. That's a good one. But I don't know why you guys keep on hating on Hubie Halloween, because Adam Sandler's good. But
I think that the Spirit Halloween movie looks better than Brat Race.
Brat Race?
Race?
No, I said Rat Race.
No, you said Brat Race.
No, my name is Brad.
Is that a mix of you and Rat Race? And you know what, Brad? I'll watch that movie.
It is nice to see Rachel Lee Cook acting again, right? I mean, has she been in anything lately?
I'm pretty sure
she's in the Munsters.
I'm pretty sure she was in He's All That.
Oh, yeah, that's
No,
2004?
no, that's not a joke. I'm pretty sure she was in he.
Is that a
Yeah,
is that like a new show?
You haven't seen He's All That?
Why are you incredulous?
Well, because like it was. I mean, it was like a big story that like when it came out because it is a remake of She's All That, but gender swapped. And
This feels like when you told me that there was a Monsters trailer, and I was like, "What?" And you're like, "You ever seen the Monsters trailer?"
well, yeah,
No, I don't live on Rob Zombie's fan page.
Equally big. But no, yeah, they made Netflix made He's All That, a gender swapped remake of She's All That.
But like, in what world do you think I would run to see that film though?
Nate, you watch so much garbage at
also,
home.
Fred, in what world would you think
like,
I would know about that film?
Because
let's just call it what it is. You were so honest to God, like surprised that neither one of us had heard of it. Wait, you haven't fucking heard of this? Like, it was so weird.
I thought he meant She's All That. Like, he's like, no, He's All That.
No, first of all, you guys are on Netflix nonstop, and this movie was promoted plenty. So, like,
no, never heard of it.
All right, hey, real quick, I will say, right before we had the podcast last time where I had an assignment to watch a movie, Bailey and I sat down to watch a movie, and I couldn't remember the name of the gray man. And I went on Netflix, and I'm like, well, I'm sure it'll be on trending or popular. And it wasn't. It was just not there.
Well, that speaks to the quality of the movie, probably.
No, but I mean, like it wasn't under like newest hits or blockbusters and it's a Netflix movie. They're trying to promote it. I literally had to search it after, and I did this on purpose. I just went through every category, like all of them, scrolled all the way down and scrolled down and over on every category. And it wasn't to be found. And it's my Netflix profile, meaning I watch dumb fucking movies like that all the time.
No, this would be like highly recommended for you, right?
It's so in my wheelhouse. And so for the algorithm not to realize that I would want to even maybe see that movie, it was a little weird, honestly. It was the first time that I was like kind of let down by that. I had to search it, and then I didn't watch it.
Yeah, the algorithm doesn't always work great for their new releases and putting them in front of the eyes of the people that like would definitely want to watch it. That's something that a lot of people have noticed.
I didn't know that was a thing, Brad. That's nuts.
Yeah. I think everyone's next assignment is going to be He's All That then.
Oh crap!
Yeah. So I don't know how we're going to do this moving forward, but like I really like that that assignment. So should we just do it off air, or like should we try to come up with it on air?
No. Well, we don't need to sit here and try to think of movies on air.
Let's do it right now. So,
all right, guys. Everyone just sit and try to come up with movies that the other person hasn't seen.
No, all this is gonna be like, hey, Nate.
Have you seen this? Yeah. Oh, shit.
Nate. Have you seen Fargo? Yes. Nate, have you seen Fargo? Nate, have you seen Fargo?
Great podcast radio here.
Well, it's not good because he's not answering. So, Nate, have you seen Fargo?
I've seen it. Yes, I've seen it.
Oh, okay. Thanks.
Oh shit. Oh well, I guess hold on. Let's think again. Try and come up with something else.
Shut the fuck up. Everybody, shut the fuck up. It's gonna take less time if you stop laughing and just answer the question. So, have you seen Blood Simple?
Blood Simple?
Yeah,
it's Coen Brothers movie.
No.
That's the first Coen Brothers movie, and it's great, and you should watch it. So, Blood Simple, guys, we're here on a movie podcast, and we need really quickly actually to play one game. Nate,
yeah, Bubble.
Do you want to make the song up for the game?
No. You make the song.
All right, you know what? I'm going to try something that Nate tried and was very successful at the last time. And it was just an original, that was
just write an original. Yeah, no, it's fine. It needs to have a catchy hook somewhere.
Yeah, just write an original song, right?
Yep, you can do
it. Oh boy, here we go. This song is called "That's My Name." Don't wear it out. Sometimes Brad and Nate will be here, and I will be on my way out. Wait, no, I rhymed out with that.
Oh boy.
Yeah, no, but you know what? I appreciated the effort on that one, buddy.
What even style of song was that?
It's like,
It
I call
was
it a
more like an
Nate
indie, kind
original.
of indie, an indie
Yeah,
song.
it was like a very folksy, kind of indie song.
It was the first time that I tried to not like tack on, an actual real song.
Yeah, that was good. Way to go, buddy. Yeah, and you tried to rhyme. You didn't really work, but you did try. I know,
No,
I
yeah.
know, I know. You were trying.
Like otherwise, it's like games, play some games. We're gonna play some
Oh my
games.
god!
Right? So pick your poison, Brad. I think that was a little better actually.
Too much poison.
All right, but I do have a game called "That's My Name." Don't wear it out.
Ooh.
By the way, boys, a lot of films have a line of dialogue that is literally mentioned the name of the film. Like if it was Jurassic Park, you would say, how many times did the name Jurassic Park appear in the dialogue of the film? That's
Okay.
got to be a lot, right? So
Yeah.
here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna give you a movie. You tell me how many times the name of the film is said. But I'm gonna need full title. So like you gotta go, Minority Report would be Minority Report. Not Minority, not Report. The whole thing.
Okay. All right.
Right?
So are we just guessing blindly, or do we get
Hold
multiple
on.
choice?
Well, if you'd let me
We'll get there. We'll get there.
So closest without going over wins as far as how many times, right? So it's Price is Right rules.
Okay, so I can do $1. Yep.
You could do one time would be great. And we'll go back and forth. Like Brad will start first, and then Nate will go second, and then Nate will go first. Brad will go. So there's 8 of these, so it'll be fine.
All right.
These are taken from transcripts of the dialogue of the film, not the script. Because Brad informed me the other day that those are different. I'll be honest, I did not. Thanks, Brad. I didn't know that. I didn't know that the transcript of the dialogue of the film is way different than the actual script.
Yes, that's true.
And why is that?
Well, so like there are websites where people have just written down the dialogue from a movie, and that's the transcript. But screenplay isn't just dialogue from the movie. It has like descriptions of what like the characters are doing in a scene, and like kind of guides like the visual, like things that will be focused on in the movie itself. So like a screenplay is very different from a transcript.
So I tried my best to find a transcript of the actual film, meaning these are the words spoken by the actors on screen. Here we go. So we'll start. Nate, you get to guess first this time, and then Brad second.
Okay. All right.
So in the movie, Nate, Forrest Gump. How many times did they say the words Forrest Gump?
Wow.
Oh, this is a tough one because there was a lot of Forrest. There was a lot of run, Forrest, run.
Yeah.
But there wasn't a lot of
just the full name, Forrest Gump.
I'm gonna go with 8 times.
Brad?
I'm gonna say you said 8, Nate?
Yes, I did. Yep.
I'm gonna say 10.
Why wouldn't you say 9?
Because I just felt like going the extra mile.
Because you know the rules, right? Like you just closest without going over. So 9 would have literally done it. But
if it's not if it's 9, then I'll shoot myself in the dick.
What honestly? No, it's 22 times. So yeah, you win.
Yeah,
22.
22 times.
Oh wow. Because I do think I think Sally Field says Forrest Gump a couple times too, and like
my name's Forrest. My name's Forrest. Forrest Gump happens.
People call me Forrest Gump. Yeah, and then like other characters say his name a variety of times. Obviously.
Yeah.
All right, so Brad, you get 0.1 points.
Good job, Brad.
Wow, right. we're doing decimal points
for you. So Brad, the movie Chinatown.
Oh, geez.
How many times did they say the word? Now we all know. Forget it, Jake. It's Chinatown.
Of course.
So it happened once.
I'm gonna say 5 times.
Nate.
Oh, geez. I feel like just that once and one other time to go two times.
9 times.
9 times.
Not
where? Where?
Well, it's me. Well, the reason I thought it was going to be like more than just like once or twice is because the crime that they're talking about happens in Chinatown. So
I read the script, based around the words that Chinatown. Yeah, they just mention Chinatown all the time.
Yeah, like they have to say it because they're like, oh, it happened, in Chinatown or like that kind of thing.
Well, over in Chinatown, this is what. Yeah, that's exactly what it was. All right, so Brad's got 0.2.
Freaking A, Brad. Way to go, buddy.
All right, so Nate, you're first up here, buddy.
All right.
I believe get this. Okay. Closest without going over.
All right.
Jerry Maguire. And Nate died. He's dead.
All right, I'm gonna go with 18. I feel like Cuba Gooding Jr. says his full name a couple times. Okay. Like I did.
Bradford. Nate said 18 times for Jerry.
I'm gonna go with way more than I think. Yeah.
What do you think? What do you think, buddy?
I'm gonna say 7.
That's probably right.
What was that, Nate?
I said he's probably right.
So no, no, you're not right at all. But it was 16 times.
Oh,
I was so close.
You were right, honestly. You were closer, but it's closer without going over. So, Brad,
that's right.
You now have 0.3 points. All right, you guys ready for the fourth one?
Yep.
Yeah. Show me the money.
Brad, how many times in the movie The Incredibles do they say The Incredibles?
0.
Nate, what do you think?
Well, I'm going to go with 1 because I feel like they have to say it at least once, but we'll go with 1.
Brad, you are correct. They say it 0 times.
Yeah, I love that movie, and they never ever refer to them as The Incredibles.
They do say like
they say Mr. Incredible,
right?
Yeah. Oh yeah, all the time. Also, they refer to it in the screenplay all the time. The Incredibles go here. The Incredibles.
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah.
It's like 77 times. It's crazy. All right, so Brad, you have 0.4. Brad, how many times in the original 2002 version of Sam Raimi's Spider-Man do they say
Jesus Christ? Oh man!
Honestly, I know this isn't fair, so I'll give you a hint. It's more than once.
Gosh, I'm gonna say.
I hope you were saying 179 times.
I'm gonna say 37.
Okay, Nate.
I'm gonna go 52.
Wait, Brad, what did you say?
I said 37.
Nate, what did you say?
He said 52.
29.
No!
All you had to say was 1.
I feel like they just said every other line.
It's Spider-Man.
Yeah,
and exactly right. It's like,
listen,
the Spider-Man's here again.
He even says it himself. He's like, I'm Spider-Man.
Right, he does.
Exactly.
But again, you guys have to remember these movies are only 2 hours long, and 30 times in 2 hours, that's a lot. So they're not going to say it like every 2 seconds. I don't know, about 117 times. Is that what? All right, Brady. Hey, man, buddy, you got 0.5.
No, because I went over.
He went over. Don't give him any points.
Oh, sorry, 0.4. Yeah. You both lost. Fuck you. All right, here we go. Brad, you're first. You ready?
I went first on the last one.
Oh, Nate still fucked it up. Yeah, you're right. Nate, first, your turn. Here we go. Nate, how many times did they say the word, and not the, but just the word Titanic in the movie Titanic?
You know I've not seen this. You know this. You know I've not seen it. Okay. I'm going to say 1 time.
Brad?
2 times.
I knew it. Nate, come on, man. They said it 22 times.
They said it 22 times?
22 times.
Why do they got to say it? They all know where they're at. Why do they have to say it all the time? Why don't they just call it
And it's just like they knew who saved them, and they say, "Oh, that's Spider-Man. He's the one who saved us." All right, so Brad, you now have.
Yes.
All right, Nate.
I'm coming back. I feel it now. I'm coming back.
All right, Brad. Here we go. You're up first.
All right.
Wait, is Nate or Brad up first?
No, Brad is. I
I'm
went first there.
So Brad, for 0.1 point.
All right.
How many times, Brad, did they say the name? And you got to get both. The Matrix. The Matrix.
Oh wow. I'm gonna say 29.
I'm gonna go with one.
Nate has, and I would love to tell you, buddy, you learned your lesson here, but you are so fucking wrong.
Yeah, this is the time where like they have to say it a bunch.
They said, you would not be surprised to say that they said the Matrix 227 times, and you would honestly both be like, "Yeah, that makes sense." They said it 31 times.
Yeah.
All right, so Brad, you have 0.6 points. Nate, I'm gonna give you one more, buddy. This is the last one.
All right. I got this one. This is mine.
Right, yeah, I'm gonna, because if Nate, if you get this one, I'm gonna give you 1 point.
Oh, good.
He's been trying. He's been trying this whole time.
I really was trying, honestly. Because I knew Brad would be pretty good at this. So I feel like, Nate, I'm gonna give you a whole point for Brad's fucking one. No.
All right. I got this.
Nate, how many times did they say the words Fight Club? Fight Club.
One time.
What are you doing? Brad, shut up. Nate.
They say it more than once in the rules of Fight Club.
I'm just kidding.
Hold on.
Oh.
Nate, say it again. Just guess again.
Okay. I'm gonna say serious case here. 13.
Wait, Nate, have you never seen Fight Club?
Yes, no, I've seen Fight Club. I don't freaking remember the dialogue. All I know is we don't talk about.
They do say the line. No one should talk about Fight Club.
Okay.
So they at least say it once.
Nate said 13, so I'm just gonna say 14.
Yeah, it's 27.
Yeah, of course it is.
Yeah, 27 times. So Brad, you get 0.7 points, and you win.
Even as you tried to crush me with your cheating ways.
Nate, buddy, can I talk to you over here real quick?
Yeah. Hey, hey, Ben. I didn't like this game. This was not a game for me.
Don't worry, Brad can't hear us. We're over here on the side. We're talking.
You were supposed to text me the answers to these.
No, I know, but you had COVID, and so I was like, hey, maybe it's okay. But next time,
you know I can't count.
Let's just you know what? Hey, buddy, we're gonna chalk this one up. It's fine. Brad doesn't know what we're talking about. I'm disappointed in you, but like I'm not mad. I'm just disappointed.
Guys, where did you go? Why is it so quiet?
Brad, hey, buddy, I'm so happy that you won.
There you are. There you are.
So proud of you.
Gosh.
Freaking Brad, he can count and everything.
God damn it! I tried so hard to make him lose, and you son of a bitch. We're gonna.
I know. I think you're more mad that he won than I lost. Like you're just really upset.
Oh, you get the dynamic of the show. Cool. The only time I've ever beaten Brad at Last Man Standing, which is we've changed the name, but I don't fucking care. We stole it from Doug Love's Movies. It's you need to name a goddamn actor and name the movies he's been in. The only time I've ever beaten him twice, Sylvester Stallone and Arnold Schwarzenegger, and every other time I have lost, and it's hundreds. Oh, Nate, I'm not talking about the times that we have like just recorded the podcast in private, in a parking lot, outside, down in Bloomington, just hanging out as friends.
Yeah, there was times when we used to play this before we had a podcast.
I've only won twice, and it's been.
I think isn't it 3 times? I thought you've won 3 times on the podcast.
I might have won with like somebody like super popular, like Harrison Ford or.
Yeah, we like it's always down to the wire.
Yeah. but anybody that's like, hey, Woody Harrelson, Brad's got 19, I've got 3. You know, it's not. It's just not there.
Zombieland 1 and 2. That's all.
Yeah, Woody, with Brad, I'm like, oh, it's Woody Harrelson. He's like, a moosh boosh, which is a.
Oh yeah, that's where Woody Harrelson plays a chef who falls in love with a news anchor.
Yeah, thank you. See,
but no, and honestly though, it really is because because you don't pay too much attention to like the indie movie scene, and that's usually where like I'll have the titles where they're like, I don't even know what the fuck that is.
Fine.
Watch more indie movies.
Hey guys, you made me watch an indie movie, and it was amazing.
Yeah, and then you watch the second one, and you're gonna watch a third one soon.
Honestly, like I'm really happy. We'll talk about it off air, like what we should watch next time. But I kind of do like this segment of the podcast where it's like, hey, you need, 2 of us will make you watch the third one. So, Brad, Rat Race 2.
Yuck.
Don't worry, Nate. You've got Mission Impossible 2, which is just as bad as that fictional movie I just made up.
Yeah, funnily enough, Mission Impossible 2 better than Rat Race.
Oh, 100% by far. All right, Brad, what do you got, buddy? What wrap it up. What are we doing?
That's the end of the show.
We did it?
We did it.
All right.
We did it, boys.
Well, Brad's got a lot of edits to make, and I appreciate that. But
hey, we'll be back in this. We'll be back in the Kano studio next week, right?
It is easier when we are, around each other.
Yeah, we don't get as much. Like it's just. I think our vibe works better when you guys can cuddle together.
It's true. Also, I touch his junk a little bit. It's nice.
It keeps me in a good mood.
It's true.
Yep.
All right. Hey boys. Nate, I'm honest to God, I'm so happy that you're not, really sick. COVID's still a fucking bullshit. So I'm glad you're okay.
Yeah.
Yep. Thanks, buddy.
And COVID sucks, but we don't. So give us 5 stars on iTunes if you like this podcast. Subscribe to it over on iTunes as well, Spotify, Anchor, Stitcher, Big Audio, Ear Hummers, and
you're making
and Talk Boy. You can listen to the podcast at all those places. Check it out. Tell your friends, and yeah.
Bye, everybody. Bye.
Nah, cheating, eh?